All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Above 60% polling recorded in Maharashtra and over 68% in Haryana Assembly Elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India stands for 3 Ds: Democracy, Demography and Dimaag. Defence Acquisition Council approves procurement of over 3,300 crore rupees indigenous equipment for armed forces. India-Bangladesh stakeholders meet begins in Guwahati today with focus on trade and connectivity. And in Ranchi cricket test, India just 2 wickets away from first ever clean sweep over South Africa. Polling for assembly elections for 288 seats in Maharashtra and 90 seats in Haryana concluded peacefully yesterday. Deputy Election Commissioner Umesh Sinha said polling was by and large peaceful in both states.
Adequate security forces were deployed in both the states. The Naxal-affected area of Gadchiroli and Godia was totally peaceful, apart from other places being peaceful. This time, the Commission has also engaged the community radios in a big way, and more than 50 community radios across Maharashtra and Haryana. They were very proactive for voter education and awareness.
By-elections were also held in Satara and Samastipur Lok Sabha seats and 51 assembly seats across 17 states. Maharashtra saw an average voting of 60.46% for the assembly seats and 64.25% for the Satara Lok Sabha by-election. The turnout was low at most places in the morning hours due to rains, but more people came out to vote towards the evening. Our correspondent reports.
Of the total 3,237 candidates in the fray in Maharashtra, 235 were women candidates. Prominent candidates include Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, State Assembly Speaker Haribhav Bhagde, former Chief Ministers Ashok Chauhan and Prithviraj Chauhan, State Congress President Balasaheb Thorat, Nationalist Congress State President Jayant Patil, former Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar, Chhagan Bhujbal, and Shiv Sena Youth President Aditya Thackeray. While for the Satara Lok Sabha constituency by-poll, the contest is between Bharatiya Janata Party's Udayaraje Bhosle and former Governor of Sikkim Nationalist Congress leader Srinivas Patil. All preparations are in place for the counting of votes in the state. In the 3-tier security system, the 1,12,328 used EVM and VVP-80 machines are under a 24-hour CCTV surveillance. The entire process of counting will be video recorded. Prarthana, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Haryana, 68.30% voting has been recorded. Chief Electoral Officer of the state, Anurag Agarwal, thanked 1.25 lakh officers and employees on election duty, as well as about 75,000 policemen. ADGP Law and Order Mr. Navdeep Singh Vark told reporters that election process across the state was peaceful, except for minor incidents reported in some areas. More from our correspondent.
The political fate of many prominent leaders is now sealed in EVMs. These include Chief Minister Manohar Lal, who is in play from Karnal seat, and his main opponent is Congress candidate Tarlochan Singh. The leader of opposition, Bhupendra Hooda, is contesting from Ghadi Sapla Kiloi in Rohtak district. Abhay Chautala is contesting from Elinabad, and Dushyant Chautala is in play from Uchana Kalak constituency. The political fate of 3 high-profile sportspersons is also to be decided. These include Olympic medalist Yogeshwar Dutt, the Commonwealth gold medalist Babita Phogat, and former hockey captain Sandeep Singh. All are BJP candidates. 3-tier security arrangements are being made for the counting of votes. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Karnal.
Preparations are now underway for counting, which will take place on Thursday.
Maharashtra Haryana Janadesh 2019. Will be the winner.
AIR correspondents will bring the latest election result updates.
Kunal Shinde from Mumbai, the financial capital of country.
Ramesh Jaibai from Aurangabad.
For AIR News, Nitin Kelkar from Pune.
Gauri Marathe from Nagpur.
Ashwini Kumar Sharma from Chandigarh.
For AIR News, Jitendra Dwivedi from Karnal.
Pratik Shrivastava from Rohtak.
Also, in-depth and precise analysis of election results by eminent experts.
24th October Thursday from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 9:30 to 10:30 p.m.
Only on AIR FM Gold and other channels.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India stands for 3 Ds: democracy, demography and Dimaag. He added that the government seeks to ensure ease of living. Mr. Modi was speaking to John Chambers, headed US-India Strategic Partnership Forum USI-SPF in New Delhi yesterday. USI-SPF is a non-profit organization which aims at strengthening the India-US strategic partnership. Mr. Modi spoke about steps taken by the government to ensure ease of doing business, like reduction of corporate tax and labor reforms. He also stressed the entrepreneurial risk-taking capacity of Indian youth. The delegation expressed faith in his vision and said that the next 5 years of India will define the next 25 years of the world. Union Minister for Commerce and Industries Piyush Goyal addressed the USI-SPF summit yesterday. He said that Indo-US relationship is at its best ever now, and trade relations between the two have a huge untapped potential. He added that both countries must look at a much larger agreement like a bilateral agreement. Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan invited US businesses to deploy technology, capital and new business models. He also sought their participation in India's biofuel revolution. The Defence Acquisition Council has approved procurement of indigenous defence equipment worth over 3,300 crore rupees. Maintaining its push on Make in India, it accorded approval for 3 projects to be indigenously designed, developed and manufactured. The 3 projects are anti-tank guided missiles, auxiliary power units for T-72 and T-90 tanks, and one pertaining to discrete electronic warfare systems. Here is a desk report.
It is for the first time that the Ministry of Defence has offered complex military equipment to be designed, developed and manufactured by the Indian private industry. The projects will be progressed under the Make 2 category and will provide a boost to indigenous research and development in the private sector. The first 2 projects include third-generation anti-tank guided missiles and the auxiliary power units for the T-72 and T-90 tanks. The third indigenous project pertains to discrete electronic warfare systems for the mountain and high-altitude terrain. It will be designed and developed by DRDO and will be manufactured by design-cum-production partner from the Indian industry. Tripti Srivastav, News Desk.
Union Minister of Electronics and Information Technology, Ravi Shankar Prasad, said that government will set up 1 lakh digital villages in the country in the next few years. He was speaking at the Métis Startup Summit 2019 in New Delhi yesterday. In yet another incident of ceasefire violation in Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistani troops resorted to indiscriminate and unprovoked firing in the border district of Poonch yesterday. However, alert Indian troops retaliated and returned fire effectively. No loss of life or damage was reported from Indian side. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com.
Maharashtra and Haryana Assembly Polls 2019. As the people's verdict starts rolling out, tune into DD India for live reports from every counting centre, clear leads and accurate results. For the most credible coverage, watch Janadesh, 24th October, 7 a.m. onwards, only on DD India.
The India-Bangladesh Stakeholders Meet begins in Guwahati today, with trade and connectivity being high on the agenda. A 70-member delegation from both countries is participating in the 2-day meet. The focus would be on improving the host state's connectivity with the neighbouring country. Our Guwahati correspondent reports that the meet seeks to put Assam at the forefront of India's trade expansion with Association of Southeast Asian Nations as well as Bangladesh, Bhutan and Nepal.
The idea of the India-Bangladesh stakeholders meet is to put Assam at the center point of India's trade expansion with ASEAN and BBN countries. Business-to-business meet on agriculture, mines and minerals, tea and infrastructure will also be held during the meet. It may be recalled that improving connectivity is important for Act East policy, through which India is eyeing to expand its reach to the Southeast Asian market. Manas Pratim Sharma, AR News, Guwahati.
New Delhi told Islamabad yesterday that it is ready to sign the agreement on Kartarpur Sahib corridor tomorrow. But India termed Pakistan's continuous insistence on levying a service fee of $20 per pilgrim per visit to the Gurudwara Kartarpur Sahib as disappointing. It said India has agreed to sign the agreement in view of the long-pending demand of pilgrims for visa-free access to the Gurudwara. It also seeks to operationalize the corridor in time before the 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak next month. In Uttar Pradesh, the 15th Finance Commission, headed by Chairman N.K. Singh, will meet with Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, his cabinet colleagues and state government officials today. Our correspondent reports that the Commission is on a 4-day visit to the state and is meeting different stakeholders of the government. Here is a report.
In the first leg of its 4-day visit to state, the Commission went to Varanasi and undertook a number of field visits and reviewed various flagship programs. Yesterday, the Commission began its meetings in Lucknow with elected representatives of the 3-tier Panchayat bodies, representatives of urban local bodies, trade and industry bodies, and representatives of political parties of the state. Today, on the last and final day, during meeting with state officials, a presentation will be made to the Finance Commission on the state's finances and also on developmental schemes and flagship programs of the state government. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The Meteorological Department has issued an orange alert in the north interior Karnataka following heavy downpour in the region since the last few days. Director of State Natural Disaster Monitoring Center, G.S. Srinivas Reddy, has asked the people to move to safer places as Krishna, Ghatprabha and Malprabha rivers are in spate. Canada's general election results early trends show Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is set to hold on to power in a nail-biting contest. Canadian broadcasters declared Trudeau's party leading in 139 of the 338 electoral districts. 170 seats are needed to form a majority government. The reports claimed that Trudeau will form a minority government. According to reports, Trudeau's rival Andrew Scheer and the Conservatives were leading on 99 when the last report came in. In cricket, India is just 2 wickets away in the Ranchi Test to complete their first ever clean sweep in Test cricket over South Africa. The visitors will resume their second innings at the overnight score of 132 for 8 on the 4th day of the final test. A mammoth 203 runs is the target to be achieved. Tunis De Bruyn and Anrich Nortje were at the crease when stumps were drawn on the 3rd day's play yesterday. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Sunil Verma.
Thank you, Anuja. Exit poll predicting saffron sweep grabs the headline space in all the dailies today. The Asian Age reports exit polls predicts landslide win for BJP in both states. The Hindu writes peaceful but low polling in 2 states. A Hindustan Times headline, CBI ED action may now follow IT default probes. The newspaper also says after 214 births, government to boost Geo Parsi scheme to check the declining Parsi population. The highest battlefield, Siachen, opened to tourists, writes the Tribune, to boost tourism in Ladakh. An Economic Times headline says, for the first time, serving judge appointed Union Law Secretary. The Indian Express writes, Internet disrupting democratic polity, new rules in 3 months, says the government. And finally, the Times of India reports about the new education policy proposal, saying government plans one national test for university admissions. With that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Sunil. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Above 60% polling recorded in Maharashtra and over 68% in Haryana Assembly Elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India stands for 3 Ds: democracy, demography and Dimaag. Defence Acquisition Council approves procurement of over 3,300 crore rupees indigenous equipment for armed forces. India-Bangladesh stakeholders meet begins in Guwahati today with focus on trade and connectivity. In Ranchi Cricket Test, India just 2 wickets away from first ever clean sweep over South Africa. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.